Hello boys and girls, so my name is Sadiq Bello. I'm a DJ and a music producer. I have been for the best part of my life, or at least for the last 15 years. I've played professionally, I've played globally. I've played in clubs, I've played at weddings, I've done bar mitzvahs, I've done birthday parties, I've done free gigs, I've done gigs that paid me a lot of money, I've done gigs that paid me a little bit of money, and I've done some gigs that basically paid rent, even though some of those gigs I didn't want to do. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I have a lot of friends who ask me all the time, you know, Sadiq, how do I get into DJing? I like that you're a DJ, like I want to be a part of it, I want to learn how to pick it up, etc, etc. And I always tell them it's really quite easy, really quite basic. It's just a case of practice. Like you sort of pick up a formula, you get muscle memory, and before you know it, you practice that every day, and then all of a sudden you're now playing in gigs or festivals or clubs or radio or wherever you want to play, right? So this is the first time I've done anything like this, by the way. And so if you like more of the content, let me know. Like it, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that you want me to actually go into, feel free to let me know that. But I'm in my mind, I'm going to do 12 of these videos. It's going to be the 12 steps of DJing, or how to become a DJ and whatnot. So let's start. The first thing I'll do is I'm going to tell you about your mixer. This is basically your holy grail. I'm using the DJ Pioneer 1000s, but there were many controllers out there. Of course, I've DJed for a long time and this is my preferred controller, but you could start off with one of the smaller models. They've got the DJ Pioneer 200s. I'm not even sure if it's still in circulation, but if it is, yeah, you got DJ 200s, you got DJ 400s, you got DJ 800s, and you know, so forth. And then there's smaller ones, there's like Flex 4, there's stuff from Vestax, stuff from all of these different companies. All right, and the software that I use is Rekordbox. Even though I started on Traktor and then I moved on to Serato, I'm now on Rekordbox. I also use DJ Pro, which is a program by Algorithm. I used that for a little bit, but I preferred Rekordbox just because it works properly with Rekordbox, and it's also owned by the same company that owned Pioneer, and so everything just works properly with them. So that being said, I'm using the DJ 1000 and I'm using Rekordbox as a software. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first tell you about your mixer, like I said, what it does and how to manipulate it to your best of the knowledge of your ability. Now, I'm not sure if you can see all of this properly, right? But I have 4 channels and they all have these things called faders, right? Faders are basically the thing that puts the volume up on the channel, or you can bring them down, and also the 2, bring them up and you can bring them down. So as you can see, I've got them labeled as, in the middle it says 1 and 2, and on the outside it says 3 and 4. And that's because 1 and 2 is simply deck 1 and 2. And on this particular mixer, you can actually mix up to 4 tracks at the same time. And so that's why you have deck 3 and you have deck 4. Very simple faders. The volume is down, volume is up, and that's that. So for instance, if I show you, you know, if I play a track that's currently playing on deck 2, I can put the volume up and then I bring the volume down, and that's that. So that basically happens on all of the different faders. Now, on the next thing that I will show you, let me just, hold on. There we are. Now, on the next thing that I will show you, of course, is my 3-band EQ that I have on all the channels. So if I play a song, I have trim, which is basically the volume. Then I have the highs, which I can take out. Then I have the mid, which I could take out. And I have the low, which I can take out. Then of course, on the 4 here, I have 4 different effects. I have echo, which I can put on, or I can put it towards the low side, right? I have noise, which I can put high. Then I have pitch, and I can make it low. And I have filter, and I can also filter it low. Right, so those are the 4 preset effects that are there on the chords. You can change those if you want to, but most people, I don't, I just leave them the way that they came, and I've worked with that since it came through. Now, so that being said, that works on the same as all of the 4 channels, right? Now, depending also on what you're playing out of, I'm currently playing out of line, but you can play out of USB-A or USB-B or however you want. It just depends on whether you're connecting with the USB, connecting with a laptop, connecting with a phone, or external turntables, whatever it is, that's that. The connection just basically goes into the back channels there, which you have. Okay, so that's that. Now, once I've gone through that, those are the 4 channels. You also have your fader here. So if I'm playing music, now I should get into something. I've got the 2 channels, 2 and 4 on this side. I have them on B. I'll explain what B means in a second. And 1 and 3, I have them here on A. And that's because this is my crossfader. So if I put my crossfader to B, it will play anything from 2 and 4. And if I move it to A, even if I play press on that track, you can't hear nothing because 3 and 1 are both on A, and there's currently no tracks set on there. So that's all that is. Some people move the fader A to B, particularly scratch DJs. Some people use the volume on each track. It's completely up to you what you decide to do. Next, I will show you the effects panel that we have here. Right, so I don't know how well you can see this, but I have deck 3, 1, 2, and 4. So I'm currently playing this song on deck 2. So I'm going to go on deck 2, and I'm going to use echo, for instance, and I can press the blue button, and it puts echo on, or I can put delay, and I put delay, or I can put spiral. Doesn't really do much unless you do it as a thing. I can put reverb, flanger. There's a whole bunch of these effects. Pitch again, Mobius, which is kind of like a alarm, and Mobius, which is kind of like an alarm. So again, you could just kind of mess around with that. I like to keep it on low echo, that I do most of my stuff. Of course, as well as all of this, you also have, your mic, which you can do the same thing here. You can put the levels on the mic, how high or mid or low you want it. You have your sampler, which is basically, when you get a bit advanced, you can add like extra samples and beats that you could chop up on the actual mix, and the volume of the sampler will come. So I could put a sampler saying, hey, and as I'm playing the track, it would just say, hey, 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 the whole time. And then you've got this knob here, which is mixing your headphones. I've got Q on one side and master on the other. Q will show me everything that's in the headphones, and master will show me everything that's in the out. So if I'm playing the music, see, if I put Q, that means I can now hear it in my headphones. And if I put this onto Q, I can hear it in here. But if I put this all the way to master, I can't hear anything. So that's what that does. And then of course the level of headphones, however loud you want it. So that's basically your mixer. That's what you're working with. Then on this side, you have your master level, right? This is the master level of everything. If I put it down, you can see there's nothing going up. If I put it all the way up, it goes all the way up to the red, which brings me to my next point. Try and stay out of the red. Always stay in the green and the orange. Now, that being said, if you also have a booth monitor, you can put the volume on the booth monitor if you're playing in like a club or something like that. And so, yeah, that's all of that. Then, of course, that's your mixer as a whole. Now, in the next video, I'm going to go through what your CDJs actually are and what they do. So, yeah, stay tuned. Peace.